Talking about somebody. Somebody told me we're having a bad day. Somebody told me needed a place to stay. Well, hey, listen to what I have to say. There's a place you can live for free, but the catch is it's a little scary. If you're willing to commit a crime, you can stay here anytime. Talking about somebody. Yeah, here at the Dark Side Apartments. Somebuddies, Episode 1, A New Hope. The setting starts with we see an apartment complex. It is nighttime, and the only lighting is the lighting from the lampposts that surround this apartment complex. Pans further into the boiler room.
The boiler room, yeah.
Of the apartment complex, and in there we see our first character of the show, Lucien, the owner of the apartment complex.
He is a slim man. He's kind of pale. He doesn't see the sunlight much. So he's got a cloak on. It's like a
sanguine.
Yeah, sanguine, dark, red. Yeah,
blood color red. Basically.
Yeah, it's a blood color red, and he's in there talking. All you see is him talking, and he's like, "We need to." His voice is like a regal, yeah,
like medieval sounding voice.
Yeah, medieval sounding voice. He's like, "Barney, we gotta figure something out. We keep charging our tenants too much because we're greedy and we like money. And we charge them too much and they like to leave on us. We need to figure something out." And then he waits a little bit, and then he sparks an idea, and he's like, "Brilliant! We will take tenants and advertise it, put ads out, and say that we want to have people here free rent. Yes, but we won't have them actually free rent. We'll have them do crimes for us. That will benefit us mostly, and we can do that, and that will be their payment for to stay here." And he's like, "Well, then, all right, Barney, you can help me make the flyers and put them out." And then he's like, "That's settled. Tomorrow we will do that." And it goes to the other guy, Barney, and he's just bones, just sitting. It's like a skeleton sitting there. All you see is him give like a little thumbs up, like it's just a skeleton with a thumbs up. And he's like, "I think it's a good idea too, Lucien or Barney." Nah. Yeah, but Barney doesn't talk. So he spends like almost the rest of the morning like putting flyers up in weird places. You don't know why Lucien's putting them in weird places, like on trees and on like the bottom of benches or something. It's like, who's gonna see there? Just because he's Lucien. He doesn't know the concept of stuff. And
I guess at this point he puts an ad up for, and on the ad it says, apartment, free rent, discuss with me for further details on the matter, Lucien.
Yeah.
And then it has his number and everything to reach him.
Yeah.
Which is actually just the number of the address. He doesn't have a cell phone. He operates via the old-fashioned way. When I say old-fashioned, it's way, way old-fashioned. Carrier pigeon, fox, scroll tied to a fox's leg. Yeah. That's how he operates. He's really classic old-fashioned. He does not have a cell phone. He's off the grid. Kind of on the grid, but off the grid because he owns apartment complex.
Yeah, so he's kind of on, but not really.
But it's on the ad. It says it's for the Dark Side Apartments. That's the name of his complex.
Yeah, the Dark Side.
Because he is Lucien, Dark Side.
Yeah.
So he goes and puts all the flyers up, and then he goes back to his apartment complex, which of course he also lives in.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he lives in the boiler room because that's the most comforting place for him. For this apartment complex. I don't know if that makes sense if there's just one boiler room for an entire complex, but he has his own sectioned off area that's cozy to him.
Yeah.
It's dark and dank.
Yeah, dark and dank.
He likes dark and dank.
Barely enough room to walk around or anything, but he likes it there.
He likes it. He wishes he could live in a castle, but he was born in this area, so kind of in this town or city, so. And in this time period, so
yeah,
he kind of has to deal with it.
Yeah.
So goes back to later that night, and he's discussing with Barney, and says, "Barney, I hope someone answers this ad. I'm pretty sure they will, since I say it's for free rent.
Yeah.
But discuss further for details."
Yeah.
So they're just kind of hanging out, and there's a knock on the boiler room door, and we have a guy, average build, brown hair, brown eyes.
There's jean, just typical wear.
Plain white T-shirt, blue jeans, very average Joe looking guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hi, my name's Joe. I've come to ask about the ad to live here." Lucien then says, "Yes. Allow me to explain further. You are interested before I explain, yes?" Then Joe says, "Yes, of course. I really need a place to stay. I'm kind of down on my luck, and this really will help me out." And Lucien says, "Now there's no backing out. Is this...
You're stuck with this.
Really what you want? And also anything that is said does not leave this room."
The boiler.
The boiler room. And Joe says, "Of course, anything you want. I just need a place to stay." So Lucien begins with, "Okay, here are the terms and conditions of this complex that I own. The Dockside Apartments. The rent is free, but to stay here, I've made quite an intriguing and interesting way to stay here. You must commit crime. Any type of crime, you can stay here. I have amassed enough money from my wealth to keep this complex up and running, even though before I said we've been charging too much rent. But I feel as though I need some more company. Therefore, instead of charging too much because I'm greedy, I've decided to change my way of life and to see what people can be capable of. So instead, I will allow people to live here rent-free, and I will pay completely for everything, basic utilities, sewage, water, electricity, black magic.
Black magic.
And you can stay here rent-free. But you must commit a crime, and you must be able to prove that you committed the crime that you say you committed. In order to stay here, I'm testing every man's limits and abilities."
Average Joe thinks that's kind of weird, but he's like, "You know what? I've been down on my luck so much that I must accept this proposer because I don't have anything else to do." And he's like, "You know what, Lucien? I'm going to. I will." And Lucien's like, "Excellent." He always does an excellent, and I picture a darkness just goes all of a sudden, and he's sitting there with his fingers against his chest close, and he's tapping them together. Excellent. And he thinks that's kind of weird, but he's like, "Okay." Lucien's like, "Well, while we're waiting, we might as well grab dinner. Well, it's my snack because it's not in the middle of night here. It might be your dinner, but it's snacks. So we'll go to the local 24/7 restaurant that we are somewhere in town. I don't know where they are. You can lead me. You have a car, right?
Yeah, I can't.
You have a car, don't you? Why don't you give me a ride? And Joe is like, oh, all right. And he's like, well, actually, I'll show you around the place a little bit. Why not? You can pick any apartment right now. Right now, nobody's in anything except apartment 1, of course, because that is my good friend Barney. He lives there. And don't disturb him. He likes his rest. He sleeps like a dead person. He sleeps like the dead. And Joe's like, okay, I won't touch number 1. Why don't I just go to number 2? Lucian's like, excellent. And he's like, let's head to the restaurant. And while they're on their way to the restaurant, it pans to a different, house. And you see it's kind of a different, like, oh no, it doesn't. Pans to the restaurant. Sorry, I forgot. Pans to the restaurant. Pans to the restaurant, and they're sitting in there, drinking coffee. Lucian's drinking like tea, old-fashioned tea. He's like, bring me tea, just bring me the whole bag and I'll brew it myself. I don't like the way you guys brew it, because you don't brew it right. I brew it the old-fashioned way. Squeeze it in water until it... it's super hot water. Not any of that cold shit. And, he wouldn't say it. Cold cow dung.
Do you possess a quandra?
You have the problem with me drinking this way? And it's like this. Yeah.
Dost thou possess?
Dost thou possess a quandary? And their waiter is like, a tall. He's like kind of fit guy, but he looks kind of weird because he's like out. He's different from the rest of all the other waiters. He's got like, seems like these backpacks like on him, and he's got this like fanny pack and stuff with him, and he's like, can I help you guys get anything? And Lucian's like, yes, I want some hot water for my tea. And Walter just like squeezes some water out of one of his pouches, like, oh, you just have water on you? He's like, I've always prepared, got prepared for everything. And Lucian's like, okay, that's kind of strange, but all right. So he's like, Joe, you have to plan out a criminal activity at some point. And he's saying this like right in front of the waiter. He's like, you have to plan out something he's like, plus, if you can happen to find a maintenance guy, I probably need a maintenance guy at some point, because everything is broken, and I don't know that black magic of sorts to get everything fixed. So you must get everything fixed. Or I guess if you want to, you can fix it.
Not into modern day irrigation and this electrical black magic that they have today. So perhaps you may procure a fixer-upper of sorts. I don't know the term. Then the waiter named Walter chimes in. I believe I could assist you with that. And Lucian says, whatever do you mean, squire? And Walter says, well, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I know how to do many things, actually. And I'm looking for something to do in my free time. Lucian says, free time? You work here and you full-time or anything? Walter says, actually, I have several jobs. But I'm looking for something to do in my free time. And I like to keep busy. I'm an excellent electrician. I can do plumbing. I was also an engineer at one point. Lucian said, like those steam power locomotive thingies, right? Like, trains, right? That was just and Joe says, yeah, trains. And then Walter says, no, actually, like spaceships, stuff like that. In a place called like NASA. And then Lucien says, "Oh, I don't know what you mean, sir." And then Joe just gasps in excitement. "Oh my God, that's amazing! That someone like you that worked on stuff like that is working at a place like this." Walter says, "Well, I don't know. Again, like I said, I like to keep busy, so I'm looking for something to do in my free time. I have about maybe like 5 jobs at the time, and I got spare time in a day or two that I'm not doing anything, and I like to keep busy, so I only sleep maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day, so I want to fill all that extra time with something to do." And then Lucien says, "Well, I don't know, boy. I don't know that I can pay you a handsome reward for every task that you do." Walter says, "Oh, no payment necessary. This is completely just for me to fill my spare time. Something to do for fun."
Fine.
Lucien says, "Fine. If thou must, I will hire you then." Walter says, "Oh, that's great. When can I start?" Lucien says, "How about as soon as possible? Like tomorrow night." Walter says, "Oh, that's great. I would have accepted tonight after my shift if you want to." Lucien then chimes in, "Well, okay.
Okay.
That works also because there's a lot of work that needs to be done around my apartment complex that I own. Dockside Apartments, by the way. By the by."
By the by.
Walter says, "Great. After I'm done my shift here, I'll sprint right down there."
I have to sprint because I don't have any time for anything else. And Joe's like, "Oh, all right, so I don't have to get you any maintenance guy. So I'll just work on trying to get something going on for a criminal activity, and hopefully you can get Walter set up for extra chores around the house." "Yes, chores. I have plenty to do. Barney needs some massaging maybe here and there. His bones get brittle." And Joe has no idea what he's talking about. He's like, "Okay, that's... Some people, he must be super old if his bones are brittle." "Yes, old." "Very old." And he's like, "All right, well, then I'll see you later. If you commit the crime anytime, then just let me know, and I will jot you down for free rent. Extra free stuff.
In the ledger.
In the ledger." He just carries it, like, underneath his cloak, just in his, like, pocket.
Or would that be considered a ledger?
I think
it's for like a business.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
He, like, prints out people's
A
receipts.
log, I don't know.
Rob bank.
Rob
Too
the
much.
That's worth 2 months.
He like always doesn't make sense with his extra rent stuff. He just sometimes he gives a couple days too.
He's the judge of how many months of rent you get per what crime you did.
Yeah.
And the severity of it.
Yeah, the more severe the more
Months of rent
you get. Yeah. And as they're done, they finish up eating. Lucien finishes his tea, and they go scatter, back to the apartment complex. And Walter's fixing some stuff around the house. He just kind of jumped right in. Lucien didn't really tell him anything. He's just like, "I'm going to retire now to my bedroom. It's getting almost dawn. It's almost time for me to sleep." Walter's like, "Okay, I'm on it, boss. I'll get stuff done." And as he's working, it goes to a different apartment complex. It's kind of an average kind of apartment complex too. And inside the complex, there's this man named Nate. And it's morning time now, and you hear the bells go off. He's got 12 different alarm clocks, and he wakes up real fast. "I can't be late." And he's already got clothes and stuff on. He's even got his tennis shoes on and everything. And it seems like he never changes clothes. He's got stains on it. He's got a wife beater on. A wife beater on. And you see his apartment complex building. There's holes in the wall. There's these massive door-sized holes in the walls. and it's like he's just bolts from like in the kitchen and stuff. He's got like food ready on the counter, like it's like open packages of stuff on the counter. It's like, easy accessible food like Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. He just pulls it out of the bag and just starts gulping it down as he's got the body spray and stuff with him too, and he's just grabbing that while eating, spraying his stuff. And he's like, "Shh, I better wash my face." And he starts turning on the sink, just washing his face, and he bolts out the door with the sink running and everything.
What does Nate look like?
Nate, oh yeah, we never tell him what I picture him as he's kind of like an average kind of guy. Like I said, he's got a wife.
I picture him being thin because he's always on the move.
On the move, yeah. No, that's...
He's very slender.
Yeah, very, very...
Gangly looking fucker.
Yeah, and he's always up, and he talks super fast because he doesn't want to. And he checks, but clear, fast talker. He doesn't really, talk. Well, he fast talks. I picture him with just dark hair, brown eye, just average,
Average again?
Yeah, average everything. No, just dark, black hair, and we didn't really say what Walter looks like, too. But, I said the backpacks and stuff, and they carry soup.
I picture him kind of a burly type of man.
Yeah,
or a stocky looking man.
Yeah, kind of not overly, buff, but,
yeah,
just,
like a farmer buff.
Yeah,
it's not toned,
naturally
but,
fit.
He's got some strength.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like he has, packs of, water and stuff. I don't know, he's just prepared for, just obviously... He's kind of always on the move, too, but not like Nate is. Nate's... he doesn't like waiting for anything. He's he thinks he's gonna be late for work, but he's not. He's still got a half an hour or something, and he's at the light, and he's in his car. It's funny because he just he'll just leave his car running overnight so he could just hop in and just go. He's just that lazy. He doesn't, or not lazy. He's that. Impatient that he doesn't want to wait.
Patience is not a virtue for Nate.
And he's always at least a couple miles over the speed limit, just going because he needs to get to work and stuff. And he stops at a stoplight and he's like, "Fuck this! I don't want to wait." Just opens the door and just starts running, taking. What are you doing? He gets to work and he's like, "Shit! I didn't remember to go to the bathroom." So he went to the bathroom. And as he's in the bathroom, he gets a call, but he doesn't answer it because he's like, "I need to go to the bathroom. I can't do that at the same time." And then the phone rings and he gets on the phone. Oh, the phone. He calls about. He's like, "Oh, it's my landlord. Better call back." And he calls back. And "You called? Sorry, it took so long." It's like, "Well, I just called you 2 seconds ago. I was about to put my phone away, and I was just going to talk about your apartment complex." "Yeah, what about it? I'm kind of busy here. I gotta get ready for work." And he's multitasking, trying to work while he's at some kind of fast food, flipping burgers and stuff, still on the phone. He's just always busy. And he's like, "Yeah, well, I was gonna say because the neighbors, one of the other neighbors of the apartment were complaining that there was water running in their." And he's like, the neighbors were complaining about water running through their apartment. "Yeah, I didn't turn the sink off. That way I can wash my hands and clean my face when I get home." And he's like, "Well, that's weird. But anyways, I came in and unlocked the door and realized that you had holes in the walls. Yeah, I can't go walk through the hallway. I can't go through every hallway to try to get through the kitchen and stuff. I don't even want to open the doors because it takes too long. So I just busted down the wall so I could just get through wherever I want."
Nate away.
Nate away. Nate away. "Well, you got rats and everything because you got food all over the counter." "Yeah, I can't wait to open. I just open every package that I get. Just open it, and so that way I can eat super fast." And Nate, wait. And he's like, "Well, you're gonna have to clean this up. I don't have any time for that. I gotta work. I gotta pay bills. I gotta do whatever I need to do just to survive." "Well, I think you're gonna get a." Well, he's a nice landlord.
I think
you're gonna get evicted for this. And Nate's like, "Well, fine. I'm gonna find another place now because I can't wait for you to either decide to evict me or not. I'm just gonna leave." And he's like, "Shit, I don't even have a place to go. Can't find anywhere to go at this time." And like one of the flyers for Lucian's place just like kind of flutters in and just lands in his head. Well, how convenient!
I like this.
I like this. It's
Instantaneous.
instantaneous. Better go there now. You're fired if you go to work. Can't. I don't have time to get fired. I'm leaving now. I'm gonna find another job super quick. Okay. And he hurries up to this dark side apartment. He runs and knocks on the door, and Lucian is kind of strolling over to the door, and Nate 8-Way just kind of opens the door. Hey, I need a place to stay now. And Lucian's like, wow, you just barge in here? I like you. Okay, you can take any apartment you want. You break into my place.
You're not the type of guy that likes to waste time.
Not the type of guy to waste time.
my time.
All right. Well, I need to explain the rules. Write them down. I gotta go. Maybe I'll read them later.
Put it by my apartment. The door. Slip it under the door.
Slip it under the door. The door might not be there for long anyways.
I don't care as long as you commit. At that point, Nate was already gone.
Don't know where Nate's going or what he's doing, but Lucian's like, I hope he's committing crimes right now.
Guy going that fast. Doesn't have time for a ticket.
He doesn't have.
And second, I'm sure he can do things very well, being that speedy.
That's speedy, yeah. That's Nate for you. Don't know what he's doing, don't know what he's up to. Walter's like still there. Look, Lucian's like, Walter, have you not slept all night? Nope, but I took a little half-hour nap. Was standing right underneath that tree, just against the tree. I could just sleep while standing up. Lucian's like, that's crazy. Okay, I like you. And anyways, that's how Nate gets a apartment there, and now it's gonna pan out to another house. It's like a fairly decent size. It's an actual house this time though, not like an apartment or anything. It's just like an actual house. It's fairly clean, and you hear chirps on the outside of the if you're outside like a mailman or whatever, you would hear chirps like. But it's not like when the mailman where it's not like normal chirps. It's like it sounds like normal person speaking, but he's like, I want to kill myself. It's like you hear that like all day at the house. Yeah, I want to kill myself. Yeah, it's like a high pitched, like super high pitched voice. And there's this guy. Oh, good morning, Lester, the mailman says, and he's like, oh, thanks, you got the mail for me? Yeah, I've got the mail for you. All right. And I think your pet's in there squawking again. Yeah, he always does that. I don't know, every time I go to work, he ends up doing something. I don't know what he does in there. And Lester opens the door, and Petey's in there trying to hang himself on the fan. He's got rope and stuff, and Lester's like, no, Petey, what are you doing? And Petey's like a bird. He's like a multicolored. What do you picture him? Like green?
Like a parrot.
Yeah, like a parrot.
He's one of those.
Like yellow and green.
It starts with a C. Something, or macaw, or
oh yeah.
I don't know. He's the multicolored tropical bird.
Yeah, tropical
bird. Parrot.
Yeah.
They can talk. They're one of those talking parrots.
Yeah, but he's really good at talking. He talks very well, and he's Lester's best friend. But the only thing wrong with this Petey, the parrot, is his
previous owner was terrible to him.
Yeah, way terrible. That he doesn't no longer wants to live in this world. and
then he has so much PTSD that he thinks what the previous owner did to him, his current owner is going to do to him too.
Yeah.
So Petey has went down the path of destruction and is always trying to end his life. Therefore, we have dubbed him Petey the Pernicious Parrot. Yeah. So he's always trying to find ways to end his life, as it were, to see if he can, because he's had so much trauma from his past and his previous owner that he can't take it anymore. Even though his current owner Lester, is a good, kind-hearted man. Yeah. He doesn't do anything wrong, and but he's taken Petey into his care. Is trying to do right, but Petey doesn't know any difference because this previous owner he couldn't trust because he was a human. I don't know if that makes a difference to him, but anyway. So yeah, he's already been traumatized. So he's trying to just get out of this world. So he's always looking for ways. And at this time, though, he found a little bit of matches in where Lester keeps his grill to light his grill for barbecues and stuff. So he tries to light this match while Lester goes to the bathroom for a second. And then he doesn't succeed, so Lester goes out to talk to the mailman, as you discussed earlier, Spanx. And while he's out there, Petey finally strikes the match to burn himself. And but this house is ablaze and everything, and then Petey's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm done with this world. I'm gonna go into Hades. I don't care. I'll go to hell. I'll go to heaven. I don't care.
I just don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here in this world anymore. So the mailman turns to Lester and says, I think your place might be on fire. And Lester was like, what? Impossible. So he looks over back to his house and he's just dumbfounded at the fact that there's smoke spiraling from his house. There's flames all inside through the windows that he could see. And he rushes to the door, busts through the front door, and there's Petey, flapping his wings around. He can't fly because his wings are clipped. So he's just, flapping around.
And he's heading towards a fire, one of the rows of fire.
And he's like, I just want to know. I don't want to live anymore. Lester's like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of an animal or a pet that tries to commit suicide. And then Petey's like, oh, I can't take it anymore. Too much has happened in my past. PTSD, PTSD, PTSD. PTSD.
You're going to touch me, right, Lester?
You're going to touch me. Aren't you, Lester? Lester. Purple Lester.
Yeah, Lester.
Thanks for now. Put his stones out.
That's the song he chants.
First he said, then he fucks. I can't take it anymore.
Need to jump in this fire.
Then Lester, of course, says, I have never done that to you, nor will I ever, Petey. Come on. Your previous owner might have been bad, but I'm not. I'm a new hope for you. And then Petey's like, I can't take it anymore. It's too much. My head's clouded with dark black clouds. I can't take it anymore. It's just nothing but darkness. I want to die.
I want to die.
I want to end my burning life.
Lester manages to save Petey, just grab him right before he jumps into the fire, rushes outside, tries to randomly give Petey CPR, and he accidentally puts his hand on his throat, and he's like, "Oh, I'm choking you," but he's like, "Yeah, do it, choke me! I don't want to die. Do it until I can't breathe." Lester's like, "No, I just was trying to get the smoke out of me. I don't want the smoke out of me if it did anything." He's trying to walk back to the house, but Lester's like, "No, what are you doing?" And his house is getting set fire, and he's like, "Well, so much for that place. I paid $300,000 for that place." You got chipped, boy. This world is cruel. You can't trust anybody. And Lester's like, well, we need to probably find a new place quick because I wasted all my money trying to do that, and I wasted my money I got you that counselor to try to get you to not kill yourself. Yeah, that didn't work, did it? No, it didn't, but that cost me a lot. Now I'm in debt, and I don't have anywhere else to go because you set my house on fire, Petey. Good riddance to that place. I didn't like that place anyways. Too many bad memories. It's just not even the same house, Petey. Too many memories. And Lester's like, well, we better go search to try to find a house. Petey's like, forget it. I'm going to go get ran over by a bus or something. And he goes, and the bus stops right before he gets squished. And Lester's like, oh, thank God. Petey's like, damn it, no. And on the side of the bus, there happens to be ad. It says ad. Free, it says a free, it's Lucien's. You don't know why it's on a bus. Lester's like, that's kind of weird that it's just on the front of the bus, just there. I don't know why somebody would do that, but he peels it off, grabs Petey, and the bus driver flips him off. Next time, watch your bird, pal. Next time, watch your fat ass, you big pig. No, Petey, shut up. Shut up, Petey. Yeah, Petey doesn't give a shit what he says.
Petey, you prick.
And Lucien goes and, or Lester goes and finds this dark side. I wonder what apartment it is. What does it say on there? Petey's like, I can't read. I'm a fucking bird, you idiot. Lester's like, wow, geez, I just gave you the slip. I was wondering if you could read it. No, I can't, you idiot. Here, just take this slip from me. I'm gonna go find somebody to kick me or something. It's like, okay, Lester, or okay, Petey. And he's at boiler, and that's kind of strange. I don't know what kind of meeting place that is. Knocks on the door, and this pale, obviously Lucien. I'm gonna describe him again. Describe him again.
Pale vampire looking motherfucker.
Yeah, pale vampire. What is it I was about to?
Skin a goat.
Yeah, about to skin a goat. About to make a blood sacrifice to the demons of hell. Oh, okay. Petey's like, I like this guy. Next time, can you sacrifice me? What is that? That's my pet. Oh, what kind of pet says shit like that? Or not shit. What? I keep doing the wrong. What kind of a pet says things like that? Well, my pet says things like that. He's not very. He has dark thoughts. Dark thoughts. I like it. What kind of dark thoughts? Never mind. Don't tell me. I want this to be a surprise. I like surprises. Saw that there's an ad for a place, and me and Petey just so happened to lost our house. Petey managed to set fire to the place. Ooh, fire! Arsony! I like it. Already month free. Oh, really? Yes. I like your bird. He likes to make fires. I like it. Just don't try to set the place on fire. I just got a new maintenance guy. I don't want to drive him out with so much work to do. So try not to set the place on fire. Can't promise anything. I like you. Anyways, he's like, shows him to room 4 or something. Apartment number 4, and he's like, you can stay in here if you want, or you can take the top one if you want. Petey's like, I like heights, I can jump off and splat myself. No, Petey, shut up. You don't need to do that. And he's like, this place will work fine. And Lucien's like, excellent. There's a little, now I need to go skin my goat. I was about to kill him. His throat is half slit. I need to put him out of his misery. Maybe I'll watch him scream for a little bit.
Make him kosher.
And he goes back to the boiler room. Don't wake up Barney on your way in the door. Don't make too much noise, because Barney's sleeping. And Petey's like, fuck it. I'll make him try to kill me. Make him get mad. Maybe he'll kill me. No, Petey, shut up. And they go in the room, or the apartment, and Petey's like trying to slam his door or his head in the door, but the door's like too heavy for him because he's just a bird. What are you doing, Petey? Get in here. No, I don't want to. And that's about it. That's about it. So Petey, Lester got that apartment. Walter's the maintenance guy. He's doing a bunch of work. He's already got like maybe a shit ton of shit done.
These characters that we talked about have settled in.
Yeah.
And this will conclude episode 1.
New Hope.
A New Hope. Tune in for episode 2, The Party.
Yes.